Welcome to Unapologetically You, an authentic journey to healing.
The podcast where we dive deep into the raw, real, and transformative process of embracing your true self.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Ashley. Join us as we share stories, insights, and practical wisdom to help you heal, grow, and live unapologetically.
Whether you're on your own healing journey or simply seeking inspiration, this space is all about embracing authenticity without fear or shame.
It's time to make a move from your relationship
to a relation shift. So here we are back in the studio. It's been a minute since we've been in the studio.
It has, because we did a couple different rooms. Then we did an episode outside just to kind of try, like outside of the studio. So we had a minute setting up everything.
So you might be seeing us in some different settings.
Yeah, I think that's fun.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, it changes the vibe.
It does. It is like the time of year. So we are coming out of summer. This is the last
it's
summer
becoming
weekend.
fall, y'all. You like that? We're gonna brighten up the mood. I love it. I wasn't expecting. Oh, y'all. We amuse ourselves.
I know. We're probably the only ones that think that's funny.
I know.
By the way, it is really hot in here. I wore the wrong
hot flash.
So I'm like, I can't wait to start wearing the sweaters and the sweatshirts.
I like fall.
Yeah. In here it's a sauna or it's a hot flash that we're talking about. I feel like we need to do a whole healing episode on hormones.
We do. People struggle with hormonal imbalance.
Like just off the wall type of craziness and these stories that I'm raising. And I'm like,
oh yeah, you got to get off there.
No,
I
do you
mean,
think it's
gonna
real though? Do you think that happens to people?
What, did they really go crazy?
Well, yeah, they just have, not like crazy, like,
or they have their moments.
But they're just super emotional, super
because I think when the hormones get so out of whack like that, I think that's a real thing.
And then you just start doing weird shit. Like you're just doing stuff that you've never done before because you're feeling a certain way.
I think that's why you got to get out and like move and do things that are going to help your body try and at least stay in balance. Or talk to your doctor. I mean, if it's too bad, you got to go talk to your doctor.
Yeah, I hope I'm aware enough to.
You will. You will be.
If I start doing weird stuff,
don't worry. I'll take you.
Will you rein me back in? I mean, anything out of the ordinary.
Anything is possible.
Be like, hey, is it? You feeling okay?
Oh my gosh. All right. So lately I've been really watching, like, with social media,
Me
right?
Too.
Observing.
Weird, yeah.
Kind of weird we're both doing that.
I know, yeah.
And I notice that with social media, I feel like people will use that as a source to connect, but it's not truly a real connection.
Yeah. It's what we were talking. It's superficial. It's not.
So it might fill you for the moment. So
Yes.
you put up a photo, you get a lot of likes. You put up a story, you get a lot of views. Maybe for the moment that's fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
But really in the long run, you're really not connecting with these people. A lot of times you don't even know a lot of these people.
Right. Somebody makes a comment and you get the warm and fuzzies, but it's not like you said it's fall, y'all. I can say warm and fuzzies.
So you get the warm up. What are these people commenting? What are they saying? Okay, the warm and fuzzies reading a comment. I want to know what some of these people are saying to you. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know where that came from.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Orbiting. Have you heard of that?
No, what is orbiting?
Orbiting's the new thing. Orbiting.
Oh, I gotta know what this is.
All right.
And do I do it?
I'm sure you do. So we're going to see if you do it. So
Okay.
Orbiting is when somebody's on your social media.
Okay.
You're like curious about them.
All right.
So you start orbiting their stuff, viewing their stories, checking out their page.
Oh, so this
they
is
might
a
be
new
orbiting
word
you
for
back.
creeping. We've just made it nicer.
Well, no, because orbiting's basically where you're kind of making it a little bit known, though.
Oh.
Right. So you're not like private, like you're viewing their stories. You're checking out their page, but you might like some of their stuff. So again, you're making it known. You're not just kind of like creeping and staying in the background. Yeah. You're like it's like a dance, right? Then they're doing that with you. You're giving them the warm fuzzies. They're giving you the warm fuzzies. Apparently.
Praise y'all.
So, are you orbiting?
Hell yeah, I'm orbiting.
All right. Here's the deal with orbiting, though. Here's the deal with orbiting. Okay. It's a way of flirting a bit, right? Like showing each other, hey, I'm a bit curious about you, or hey, there's some interest here. But orbiting isn't reaching out. So they're not reaching out to you. You're not reaching out to them. So to me, though, that's not a real connection. That might be a little flirting. I would say maybe a little bit. You're showing some interest in one another.
Online flirting.
Online flirting, correct.
How did we orbit in the past before online? How do you think people orbited?
Oh, that's a great question. I think in the past, people orbited with showing up at places they knew their crushes would be. Ooh, and just kind of like maybe saying hi, but not really approaching them. Maybe they kind of are checking each other out a little bit. But again, it's that dance back and forth, but nothing's really like at this point coming together.
Number, you never make a move.
Right. You're not really like talking, no depth, no real conversations. So the new thing is now social orbiting. But again, I think people are mistaking that for a real connection when it's really not.
Do you think they're trying to get something different from it than an actual connection? Just more of like the warm and fuzzy feeling, like that person thinks I'm attractive, but oof, they're paying attention.
It's like an ego, almost like an ego boost.
Yeah, not anyone you'd ever date or consider dating, which is why you don't reach out. But you like the attention that they're giving you.
Possibly. That's transpiring. You're right. Is it just an ego boost? Or is there more, but both people are kind of afraid to reach out?
Yeah.
Is it, insecurity? Is it fear?
Well, and I think you see this not just in the social media, but even on the online dating where somebody is talking, like might message you back, say hi or match with you, but you're not going to have that like connection. You don't really pick it up anywhere than like just superficial talk because again, you're not trying to make a real connection with them.
Okay, so do you think then some people on the dating sites aren't really looking for real connection? They're just almost looking lonely. For what?
It's loneliness. Okay. It is, I'm sitting home alone at 7 p.m. on a Friday night. I'm bored. I'm just sitting here like watching a movie, eating my chips, and let's see if this person tells me I'm pretty. Let's see if this person connects back with me. Superficially, right? Like, I'm not going to date this person, but it's entertaining. It's entertainment.
Okay, so distraction.
It's a distraction.
We'll just use it as like a fun distraction.
Yes.
So, okay, then let's talk about you're on a dating site. Mm-hmm. How would you know the difference between somebody that's more just on there for possibly an ego boost versus somebody that's on there that maybe really does want a real connection with someone?
The consistency in talking. The asking you questions about yourself. Like they're really invested in wanting to know who you are so they can see if it's worth meeting. The person that just says, hey, gorgeous, how are you? And good, how are you? Good, busy day. Yeah, busy here. What are you up to this weekend? Not much. Yeah, me either. And then it kind of stops. That person isn't really, and maybe shows up 2 days later. They're not really looking to make a connection. They were bored. They decided to see if you're going to respond. But the person that starts saying, what do you do for a living? Or what do you do for fun? What are your hobbies? Like, have you ever traveled? Do you ever, like, they're asking you questions to get to know you. That person's looking more for a connection.
And I feel like I've had both. Being on dating sites, I've
done both.
I've had both.
Yep.
And I feel like for me, if I'm talking to a guy for a bit and he doesn't talk about meeting up, then I also think that's another sign. That's another sign where, all right, maybe it's just an ego boost. Maybe this isn't really gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, and here's the other thing you have to keep in mind. Everybody, you're also you're talking on dating sites. You're talking to multiple different
100%.
Right?
As you should. If you're on a dating site, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
That's part of it being on a dating site.
It'd be the same thing if you were in person and you met, you made that outside connection and you go on a date, but yeah, now there's this other person like you've not committed. So have you this site is so funny. Have you seen the site on social media? Are we dating the same guy? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody's like, oh, he's talking to this person, he's talking to this person. Well, somebody made a really good point on there the other day. And they're like, if you're on a dating site, you 100% are talking to other people. It's the only way you get to know them.
I know. And for myself, when I do go on a dating site, I'm not on one now, but when I do go on, I do go to make like a true connection.
Me too.
Right?
Me too.
Or else I'm not on it. If I'm not ready or in a place in my life to make a true connection, for me it's like a waste of time because it's a lot of
Well, if you're paying for it too, if I'm investing my money in
but it's also a lot of like sifting through. It's a way. So if you're looking for an ego boost, there's many other ways to find one, right? Yes. Opposed to going on there and waste. Yeah. So if I'm on there, I'm really looking for a true connection. But I also feel that there is a lot of that sifting through. And for me, I also feel that it's one of those things where now I'm getting better when I am on about knowing right away, like, okay, this person is just looking for an ego boost. Oh, yeah. Or it's not going to go anywhere.
You got to listen. And when I say listen and you're on a social media, you got to pay attention. People usually tell you who they are in the first 5 minutes.
They always do.
Yeah. So you got to pay attention to how they approach the conversation and the things that they're saying.
Right.
Because it's always right there in that initial, and like I said, if it is just, if somebody's asking you about the weather, if that's what your conversation is about, this is a very superficial, like this person's just like, hey, we match, let's see. Like, it's not somebody that matched with you with intent of like, okay, I read their profile. I really want to get to know who this person is. I'm going to dive deep into some conversation. You got to pay attention to that.
Right.
So
their profile on a dating site says casual. I also believe that.
Yeah.
But don't think, it says casual, but maybe I'll change this person's mind. No, they're looking for something casual. So they're telling you who they are.
Right there in there, like, pay attention to that.
So back to the orbiting. Yes. You brought it back up. So what do you think of the new...
The new way of flirting?
Online. And online is such an OG way to meet. Yes. So, I mean, getting outreach online and meeting people or on social media.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, if you're not somebody that goes out a lot and you're not somebody that has this big social circle or, an extrovert, then the only way that you can really try and connect with somebody is by kind of looking at what they're putting on there, liking their stuff,
getting to feel their vibe. Because on social media, I get a good feel of people's vibes.
Oh yeah, by what they're posting, by what they're talking about. People,
just all I'm gonna say. We'll leave it at that.
Throwing their vibe right out there.
Yeah.
Sure. And then I just orbit those people for fun.
100%.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes I'm orbiting because I'm like, what is this person going to post today? Like,
because it's like, a little bit of a culture shock.
And which, by the way, do you?
Listen, if that's what makes them happy.
Do it.
To post bizarre stories or stories that are, whatever.
Go for it. But some of us are orbiting for your entertainment. A lot of times I'll post things if I have a conversation with somebody or, I know somebody's going through something. I post it in reference to that, hoping that they see it. Like, hey. But always everybody's like, they think it's you.
So you mean if somebody's going through a hard time, you may post something to help them.
Yeah.
But then they're instantly thinking, what's going on with Ashley?
Yeah.
She's got stuff going on.
Yeah. And it's funny because we immediately there's so many different things now that people can throw up on social media. And when you are looking at it, you're assuming that it's directly related to them, that they're going through something and sometimes it is or whatever.
Right.
But, I don't know. I don't even know.
You're not going to I'm putting this up for a friend.
Yeah.
You know how people say asking for a friend and they're really talking about themselves.
It's if you make the statement me.
You're going to see me sometime this week putting up for a friend. Posting for a friend.
Don't ever tell me that's the surefire way for somebody to, no, girl, it's you. Right. It's not a friend. Just say it.
FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Oh, yeah.
Dating sites. Mm-hmm. When you are on a dating site, I'm not saying you, just in general.
Yeah.
When people are on dating sites, because they are meeting a lot of people.
Yep.
I'm not saying in person, but just seeing a lot of people on the dating sites and possibly making, like, connecting on there, which again, until you meet in person and really get to know each other, I wouldn't even call that a true connection on the dating site. Until you really meet.
It's somebody's energy.
You see each other in person. That is only when you can determine if you really have a real connection with someone.
Yeah.
When somebody's on a dating site and they're meeting multiple people, I think then that's where the fear of missing out, like, should I be with this person because now I have all these other people I'm talking to, all these other people I'm meeting. I do go back to, though, as old-fashioned as it may sound, when you do meet someone that's right for you, you wouldn't even want to entertain anybody else. You won't have the FOMO. You'll be like, all right, I am getting off the dating site. This is the person that I want to
invest some time
see, like, where this goes.
Yeah.
I don't even think you would have that fear of missing out.
And that's happened to me. If I make a connection enough where it is somebody that I know that I want to see in person and we have been talking, I shut down any other communication.
Me too.
Because I want to invest that time now.
You've
caught my attention. I feel like it's worth meeting and going further. I don't need to enter. And if I do, and that's a way of telling. If I am talking to someone, but I still have that need to talk to, I know that's not.
That's what I was just going to say to the listeners. If you meet people and you still feel the need to meet other people,
it's not your person.
That is not your person.
Nope.
Or at least the timing isn't right.
We're still thinking I don't know, there might be something better for me out there. Don't waste each other's time.
Exactly.
Don't waste it. Well, you're wasting your time.
What is true connection to you?
Oh,
when you think a true connection, what comes up for you in your life?
Like the immediate true connection, or like a deeper?
Just in general, when you think of truly connecting with somebody, what comes up for you?
I think you have similar core values. You have similar character. And I think there is that natural, for me, if I've truly connected with somebody, I have a care and empathy for them in their life, and I have an interest in them. If I have not connected with somebody, it's very superficial. Like, tell me about your day, but I'm not invested. A connection to me is being invested and sharing the same type of core values.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could feel that.
Yes, and I feel like true connections are allowing them to be vulnerable, yourself to be vulnerable.
Yes.
You really see and hear each other.
You're open.
You're open. True connections start with all kinds of people in your life. Your kids, friends, of course, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, love. Connection, we don't just have that with a romantic partner.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's...
And I don't feel like a lot of people connect on that level with anyone in their. Some people don't connect like that with anyone in their life.
No,
and it's kind of sad.
Something. I think there's a barrier or boundary that people have.
I think it's the fear of intimacy.
Yeah, it
not
comes
being
from
enough,
being unhealed.
So afraid of really being seen.
Yeah, like here's the other thing too. Here's the thing. If I have no fear of judgment from somebody, if I could literally be around them how I wake up in the morning.
Right.
If I can...
Don't even say it.
This was on a path. If I accidentally fart in front of somebody and they don't judge me, I have connected with you. Like, that's the thing. Just being your true unapologetic self with somebody, then I know that that's somebody that I have truly connected with. And if I ever feel that I feel less than, or I have to hide parts of me, or I feel like I always have to be makeup on and perfect, or I feel like I have to watch what I say, or I feel like that, like they're judging me in some way, then that is not a true connection.
Right.
That is not somebody that you can be truly vulnerable with.
Right.
Because if they make you feel that
and then there's not a trust there. If
No.
you don't trust the person on all the levels, trust them to be able to keep you emotionally safe.
Mm-hmm.
Trust them to be able to be faithful. Now I'm talking partnership.
Yeah.
If you don't trust them to keep your secrets,
Yeah.
if you don't have that trust with somebody, there is no real connection.
No.
And that's even in a friendship, though. If you don't have
I
that
can fart
trust
in
with
front of you,
someone,
Jenny.
you can all day long.
You have seen me wake up in the morning from a concert.
Way.
Well, yeah, and I guess that's it. Think of how vulnerable you can be with your friends.
How vulnerable you can be with your friends, and even being a parent, right? Allowing your kids to be able to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Really seeing them, really hearing them. And I get this a lot from my kids is, Mom, I told you this story 5 times. You're not listening. And then I stop and I think to myself, wow, I really am not. I'm multitasking. And again, I feel like we need that, like to really truly connect.
Yep.
You don't just connect with somebody once. You connect with them over and over and over again intentionally.
Yeah.
So it's putting your phone down. It's really listening to what they're saying. It's making eye contact. And that happens in relationships of partnerships where the relationship starts to break down because you're no longer doing those things where they're really feeling seen and heard.
Right. Well, and it's
connection
also,
is over and over again, the intention of connecting.
It is.
Over and over again. You don't just connect once.
No. Oh, no. And it's allowing someone to be imperfect and allowing them to feel okay with their imperfectness.
Right.
And this is, again, like talking about children. I never want my kids to feel like they have to be perfect.
Same
or they
here.
have to do certain things in order for me to be proud of them or love
Same
them.
here.
Kids have the same core values that be kind, have empathy, like have joy. It's embracing like yourself. I want my kids to know that, like, and I want to support that. I don't. So hey, you're not the best reader. I don't care. You are so amazing.
You're such
in
a
every
kind
other
person,
way.
or you're
Yeah.
right.
It's the people that are judging. They should be doing this. They should be this. Well, by whose fucking standard?
Some parents live through their kids, though.
Mm-hmm.
You have built your life and are continuing to build your life the way you want.
Yeah.
So your kids are seeing that. That's what you want for them. A lot of parents are living through their kids' accomplishments.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes personal if they're not excelling at sports.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes personal. You're not getting straight A's.
So, and then people wonder, why are my kids so angry? Why are they so mad at me? Because you're not connecting with them on their level. You're not allowing them to tell you, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. No, by my standards and by my beliefs, you need to be A, B, and C and do this. But that might not be theirs.
Absolutely.
So why can't
never push my kids to do what I love to do or what I enjoy doing.
Or what I think is going to teach them a lesson.
That's going to be up to them. They're going to find something that lights their soul on fire, and then that's their calling. That's their thing.
Well, Bella came to me and she's like, Mom, I don't know if I want to do college this year. And I'm like, you have the right to make that choice. Telling other people, like, so you're going to let her quit? You're just going to let her quit? I said, it's not quitting. It is allowing her to decide what it is she's passionate about, that she wants to do. And if I force her and say, no, you started college, you're going to finish it because that's what I feel is right for you. Now I am stifling any type of a move on her path or her thoughts. Now I'm making her question herself. Well, am I wrong because I want to quit this? Or
not listening to her instincts.
Yeah. So now she's going to be distant from me, right? Now she's going to be like, well, now you're just going to judge every decision I make, and now you're going to have your opinion.
She might not tell you things as much.
So now that connection is broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the same way with kids. It's the same way with relationships, friendships, even in your job. You know what I mean? If you're not connecting to your employees and how they move forward and what they need to be successful, then nothing happens.
Well, which brings me to my next point too. Even in my line of work, I was told a long time ago by another coach, you're only going to take your clients as far as you're willing to go. So if I'm not doing the work and I'm not continuing my education in the realm of the stress management and regulating the nervous system, how am I going to sit there with somebody and be able to tell them and to guide them if I'm not doing the deep work?
Yeah.
And that is so true. As I go deeper,
Practice
I do
what you
notice,
preach.
right? And as I go deeper, I notice I'm more effective at what I do.
Yeah.
And another thing with true connection, my opinion, believing in a higher power. People we meet in our life. whether it's short term, long term. I believe everybody serves a purpose. Everybody's our teachers. We're there to teach them. They're there to teach us at times. And that's part of a true connection. Knowing that we are all here to really serve a higher purpose.
Yeah. I even feel like that. So in the dating world, in the online dating, when people come into my life, even in that way, even if it's for a brief moment, there was something that, and because my faith is in God, there was something God was messaging to me from that person, whether it was an awareness of, oh, hey, I don't like how that person does that, or nope, don't want that. Whatever it is, they use that person.
Old wound coming up, like we were just talking about.
They use that person as a vessel for a message to me in some way. There are no interactions with people that are not from God. So orbiting, right? Even with the orbiting, think about it, because you touched on a good point. Maybe you're there to teach somebody a lesson too. So either, I look at it this way, think about why you're drawn to be orbiting them. Think, what is it that you're drawn to? What is it that, besides the ones that are entertaining you, but what is are noticing me orbiting, and there's something, so obviously they're going to be viewing your stuff back. Maybe something I'm posting, or maybe something I'm saying, or maybe my energy is in some way to help them.
Well, especially if you're viewing each other's stuff, then it's definitely some kind of energy exchange where...
Hey, we talked about this in the show that we had with Jackie. People are a mirror to yourself. Yeah. And so sometimes...
I use that mirror she had bought us all the time.
Oh, I have it right in my kitchen.
And I'll do like affirmations. Yep. And that was so awesome of her.
But it's a reminder.
But sorry, I didn't mean to...
No, but it's a reminder. But I think sometimes like some people are watching your things because it is mirroring something back to them that maybe they're struggling with, maybe that they're like questioning, or maybe it's just like, oh, this person gives me a joy that I've been missing.
True.
Right?
True.
I don't know.
Yeah. These things happen in your life. You don't question it. You just, again, trust and let things unfold. I believe everything unfolds in perfect timing and the way that it's meant to. And sometimes it's just meant to be that short term of, but sometimes it could be something real.
You know what really freaked me out? Again, I went down the TikTok rabbit hole.
Oh, geez. Oh, no. You're orbiting.
I was orbiting. And
you're orbiting this negative energy
on
TikTok.
They were posting about finding the one and the waiting period, which a post on there, and then I wanted to read the comments.
Okay. About finding the one?
Oh my God. I was probably depressed for 2 days. Telling me comment on, waiting's hard, keep the faith, and then I've been waiting for 10 years. I've been waiting for 12 years. I've been divorced for 7 years. And I'm like, oh, hell no. If I am fucking single for 10 more fucking years, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, I was like, this really happens to people. It was like a light bulb went on of, oh my God, people are alone for years. I'm over here being like, oh man, I'm going on 2 years. But it was like,
I believe a lot of those people are alone by the choice.
It was so sad. That
maybe they have some serious blocks. Maybe they're not really doing the work. I don't know.
Maybe.
I
know. Thank you. I needed to hear that because in my mind, somebody posted
they might have some serious stuckness, serious
somebody was
blocks.
Like, maybe God does not mean for you to find your person in this lifetime, and maybe there isn't a one. And I'm like, well, is that true? Maybe there are some people that are not meant to have that relationship, and there's a different purpose for them.
I mean, I do believe that if it's put on your heart and it's a desire on your heart, then it is meant to come into fruition. People that are single for so long, you don't know their history. You don't really know who they are. You don't know what they're dealing with.
So find the truth. Like, you're going to start telling yourself
so do you believe there is just the one? Like just one true soulmate or one, speaking of connections.
I do.
You believe there's only one?
I think there is one person in this lifetime that God has truly meant for me to find and be with. I do.
Okay. So I believe that at different points in our life, so let's say the point I'm at now in my life, whenever the next romantic relationship happens for me, I believe that person, because again, I'll feel that connection, that true deep connection with someone, because I couldn't be with someone surface where that would, So, some people I feel like settle just to be with someone.
Because they're lonely.
Yeah, hell no.
I know, not you.
Hell no.
That was me.
If I'm with somebody, that it's going to be somebody I'm feeling that deep connection with.
Okay. So you will hold out until
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I'll date. I'll have fun. I will not get in a committed relationship though, unless I'm really feeling that deep connection with somebody, and on multiple levels. I mean, emotionally, physically, like multiple levels. Yeah. So, with somebody, that is the person that God has chosen.
Okay.
But I think we can have many soulmates. So I think at that time, I do believe some of my past relationships, those men were meant to be in my life at that time. We had that connection, right? We had that. Right, we taught each other. Like
so
we
you
had
believe there's a one at certain points in
yes.
life.
So I believe it's where we are at the moment. Now, people could go years without being in a relationship, but I'm not, but I believe it's where we are at the moment when we're feeling that connection with this specific person on multiple levels. They are meant to be in our life for that time.
So
now,
you flip the script on what the one means.
But it could be, again, I could meet somebody tomorrow and we could be together till death do us part, right? Again, you're still saying goodbye, whether it's through death, divorce, breakup. I mean, you're saying goodbye. So I think it's that moment you meet who you're meant to meet.
So I love that view because maybe we have a skewed vision on the one, because we've always been taught that the one is your Prince Charming, your one soulmate, your
That's
one
a lot
person.
to put on one person. Think about
but
that.
It's what we've always known. And you're saying there is the one for certain points in your life. And
they are your soulmate. Literally, your souls are connecting because that you're meeting each other right where you're at that time.
That's such a mindfuck.
If I'll date and I'll have fun, but to really be committed and say, okay, it's just you. You're my person. I do believe that you will feel it on a deep level. That's what I'm talking about when I say the soulmate that kind of meets you where you're at.
No, I love your view better.
We could meet people and we could have fun with them and we could bring joy to each other's lives, but we're not really connecting on a deep level. Those aren't soulmates. Those are just, we could still learn from each other.
Well, it explains so much. I mean, putting some puzzle pieces together here. Well, think about it. Because we have... Great.
Am I your mirror today?
You are. Hey, there's a reason. Hey.
It's fall, y'all. Fall brings a lot of deep reflections, insight.
Well, this is great. I love this because it starts to gotta switch your mindset on things. So think about it. This explains so many reasons. If we have the mindset that there is only one person meant for us in this lifetime, one soulmate, and that is it. It explains why, when relationships don't work, why people have it's like death to them. It is so brutal that it changes who they are because they feel like they have lost the one. And there's never going to be another one. Anyone else coming after that could never live up to that. It could never, life is over at that point.
Right.
It's why
through death, if someone loses someone through death,
we can't
which
heal.
Is awful.
We can't move forward. We bring that into other relationships. But if you have the mindset that you do of, it's the one for the moment, it makes letting go so much easier because hey, the next
and it could be a lifetime. Don't put so much pressure. Let it unfold.
It makes the ending
when it is
easier.
your person and your soulmate. You are going to connect on these deep levels.
I love
if
that.
You're settling, I am going to say something though. There's people, they will be with someone just for the sake of being in a relationship. You may miss out on really having that deep connection with somebody where it could really enrich your life and be something really real and beautiful. And that is when you come together in that way, that is when you really challenge each other in the most beautiful ways, I feel like, to evolve into the better people.
I think you've given people an easier way to let go of things. to accept this was only meant to be
truly
for
my
a
belief.
season. This is like it's not the end. It's not that was the best there was. It was just what it was in the moment.
So years ago,
my
cousin and I had went to a psychic. I may have told you this story, but this is a great story. My cousin and I had went to a psychic, and while we were sitting there waiting for the psychic, it was sitting in like this waiting room, waiting to be called to get a reading. And we started talking to this woman. She was probably, I don't know, maybe early 50s. Really, really nice woman. And she starts telling us she was never married, no kids. And she said, about 10 years ago, I had went to a psychic and they told me I was going to meet a Joe. And now here I am, and I still haven't met my Joe. I've met a lot of different it's actually not funny. It's actually sad. She's like, I've met a lot of different men, but I haven't met my Joe. Myself, how sad this woman has wasted all these years
because she was waiting for Joe.
Looking for a Joe. Like maybe she met a Scott, and maybe Scott was like a wonderful guy, but here she thought this Joe was her perfect person and the one. And so that in our everyday life, right, we wait for this perfect person or for this something so spectacular where sometimes the person that really meets you where you're at and that you really can have this really deep connection with is just truly getting to know each other, connecting on all different levels. Sometimes it's not so spectacular right away, but sometimes it is.
Yeah, the fireworks right away. We want
Goes back to that woman waiting for her Joe. Scott might have been a great guy for her.
But she gave him up for waiting
but
for
she
Joe.
Was waiting. And did she ever find her Joe?
Such
Nobody
a good
knows.
Movie or book, waiting on my Joe. How many of you are waiting for your Joe?
We might need
and
to
Scots
name
are
this
passing
episode
you
"Waiting
by.
for Joe."
Oh, I love that.
Because I mean, great. You think at this point? I know you want a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You're working on yourself. You've done so much work on yourself. If you were to name one thing right now that you are doing that is blocking you from finding love, what would like? Don't think about it. What's your instincts tell you?
What? Myself.
What, fear, though? Do you think it's fear? Do you think it's?
I don't know.
We want love, and we want a relationship, and it's not coming. One that could just be the invitation to work on yourself, build your life, and then when it's meant, you will meet someone. The other side of that is you could ask yourself, what am I doing that's blocking me from really finding that person? And are you clear on who and what you want? That's another thing.
I think I answered it. I don't know. I'm not clear on what I want.
Even to the listeners, get clear on if it's a relationship you want, who and what you want.
I wrote down exactly, this is how the person in my life, this is how I want them to look. These are the characteristics I want them to have. These are the values that I want them to have. This is what I want. And so there's part of me that says, when I say it's me, it's blocking it, because I am solely basing it. If they don't have what's on here, then to me, it's not the one.
When you have a list like that, look at about 75 to 80% of it, and then let the rest go. Because if you are really following that like Bible, then truly you could be, that could be a little bit of your block. You're not being more open-minded and hearted. I think praying about things, and I'm sure you do. Yeah. I think that's another thing. When you meet somebody, I think to really pray about it and really take that moment to really feel into it. Is this person right? I think that helps too.
All right, same question. What's blocking you?
It's the fear of getting hurt. Although
you do not.
But I'll be so vulnerable with you.
Yeah.
Once I'm really in a relationship and I have a level of safety with somebody.
Yeah.
And that where I can really trust that person, then I'm vulnerable. Does that make sense?
Well,
so so my exes could tell you, if I'm in a relationship with you, I will allow myself to be vulnerable. But it's the getting to know that person phase, or in the very beginning.
Oh, I think it's hard to.
But
break
I have a hard time.
Oh yeah, and I get that. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd have a hard time going on a date with you. Coming to the table vulnerable. You are not. There is probably 50 layers before we get to that, and so it comes off that way.
Well, that's good for me to know, honestly. And I feel but for me, again, as I get to know somebody And as we get to know each other, if it's someone that I'm feeling I can trust, someone that I feel has good character, then I do start to get vulnerable and let my guard down
but do you
with
know
that person.
Most people, one of the biggest hang-ups people have is that we are impatient because we need instant gratification and we want things right now. So your waiting level to get to your vulnerability is sometimes a lot of things people don't want to invest in because we need that gratification from them back instantly.
Right. And this is guys like thinking, oh, I'm not wasting my time with her. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Then my thought process is it wouldn't have worked anyway because I feel like someone that I'm looking for, I would want them to be able to be patient, to be able to build that, be willing to put in the effort to build that trust, to put in the effort to be able to really show me who they are. And again, I show them who I am.
And I think for you, so men are natural, they pursue. So men are, I'm going to pursue you and I want you when I want, that is a man's, that's what they do. You know, we're more like,
right.
Men are not. So I think the man that is for you is going to pursue you very hard. But I feel like, and this is where it will change for you, he's going to let you know, hey, I know I'm going to wait because I know you want me to wait. But I think he's going to let you know his frustration. I think he's going
and I've had that.
Yeah, and he will be willing to wait for you, but not without letting you know, like, Jenny, you got to be vulnerable with me. I think that's the guy that's going to end up.
And I've had that, right? So in a sense, speaking of how people come into our lives for different reasons, I feel like I also, I've had men that I have dated that was like, man, like I never felt like I had to like be open with somebody like this, right? So who I am though, does that also make sense?
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm not even doing it on purpose because my capacity to love is very high. So when I'm in a relationship with somebody,
when you let the wall down,
I love them to pieces,
I think so.
right?
Yeah, it's getting to that, Jen.
So
right? When you
anyone that I don't. When I meet someone, I never judge them. I always like start neutral. So it's either like I'm going to trust you as time goes on, or I'm going to be like, yeah, I saw enough of this person's character. I don't want to see anymore. Yeah. So it's one I don't.
For men, it's probably hard to be like, does she like me?
And maybe you're right.
Like me because you're so in the middle.
And sometimes I don't know at first. I need to see. I need to see more about them.
Yeah. And it takes you time to see more about them and to actually show them, hey, I am into you. I like you.
I like to be committed to someone.
Yeah.
That part I could change, that fear of getting hurt. The vulnerability, I don't know how much I could really change that. I think the getting to know me is just, in me getting to know them is so huge.
Yeah. It's who you are. It's who.
I think it is, at this point.
You can't. I don't know.
But I've always
sometimes you're getting vulnerable with me. Sometimes you're.
But I love that about you but in a way, that's also who you are and what makes you unique. And I think that when we meet our person, that person,
they meet you where you are.
They meet you where you are, and they love you. They really fall for the person you are because you're who they are looking for. Yeah. Just like they are who you're looking for. So not everybody's for everybody, right? I have a quote.
Okay.
There is no distance too far between souls that share a deep connection.
Aww.
If you have a story you'd like to share, or if there's a specific topic you'd like us to cover on the podcast, we'd love to hear your ideas.
Get in touch with us through email or our social media pages, links below.